What's up everybody, Brad here with the Money Dad channel. In this video I'm going to show you what I found this morning, which is a signal, an indicator that suggests that we are going to see huge gains in Tesla and all of the EV stocks, the electric vehicle stocks, and the Ark Invest funds in the very near future, maybe even starting this week. I think more likely starting next week or the week after, and I'll show you why I think that here in a little bit. So let's jump into the charts. I'm going to take my ugly mug off the screen so you don't have to see that anymore. I've got Tesla pulled up just because, hey, look, we're all interested in Tesla and what it's doing, but that's not really the big point of this video, even though it ties in very closely. The point of this video is the batteries. We all know that Tesla is an electric vehicle company heavily dependent on battery technology, and the Ark Invest funds are as well, especially the ARKK invest fund, right? So we're talking about batteries in this one, and a ETF that I want to show you guys is LIT, L-I-T. This is the Lithium and Battery Tech ETF, right? So here's the website on it. The Global X Lithium and Battery Tech ETF LIT invests in the full lithium cycle from mining and refining the metal through battery production. And if you want to go and check out this website, it shows all of the holdings in this fund. Tesla is on there all the way down. It's only 3.5% of the fund. It's not a huge chunk of it. Most of these investments in this fund look to be overseas, but the top investment, 12% of the fund, ALB, that looks like it is traded publicly in the United States, because the ticker doesn't look all weird looking, right? So that's interesting. If you guys want to go check that one out, I won't get too much into that in this video. I want to talk about this fund though, and then show you why I think this is going to have major implications for Tesla, Ark Invest, and the other EV stocks. Okay, so we're talking about a stock chart pattern on this chart here. Okay, this is the LIT chart, right? This chart is lit, y'all. The ETF for lithium and battery tech, right? So this is the chart. We have a nice chart pattern forming here. If you guys can't figure out what you're looking at yet, I'm about to tell you, but I just want to give you guys a second to think, hey, do you know what I'm about to show you? Well, there's a couple of things that I'm about to show you, actually. One is we have a breakout to, I believe it's all-time highs, right? Because this was our all-time high back in February, and we just broke through it today. So that's the first thing I wanted to bring to your attention. Actually, let's pull this back and see if it is indeed the all-time high or just the recent high. It does look like it is probably the all-time high. Yep, sure is. Look at that. We are at a new all-time high on the LIT ETF. Let's jump back into the daily candlesticks. So each candlestick represents 1 day. We gapped up today. We are above that previous all-time high from February. So we're at new all-time highs. Okay, so that is important. That is kind of a, that's a breakout into new range, bullish indicator. But what else do you guys see here? If you've been a long-time subscriber of this channel, you know I talk about stock chart patterns. So what does this look like to you guys? We are in a bullish trend, right? We have been heading up for quite some time. So we've got that going for us. So this is going to be a bullish continuation pattern, right? So I think what I see here is a cup, right? You have your bullish trend going into a cup. A cup and handle is a continuation of a bullish trend. So I think we're going to get a cup and handle pattern here, guys. Let's remove those brush marks and start to get a little bit more precise with these drawings, because I can give you a price target based on the size of this cup, but I also want to show you guys, yeah, this is the battery ETF. Yes, Tesla is heavily dependent on battery technology, and ARKK to a lesser extent, but I mean, does that really tell us that these things are correlated? Well, we can actually look at that as well. We can see how correlated these are in TradingView. by using this compare function. You just hit this little button, right? And now we're going to overlay on top of the LIT ETF chart. We're going to overlay Tesla, and we're going to overlay ARKK and see how correlated are these charts. Well, you can see that, first of all, this orange line is Tesla. You can see that it has vastly outperformed the LIT ETF and the ARKK fund over the last, year and a half or so, and probably much further than that. Yeah, but when we look at a closer range, let's bring it down into the last year or so. Look at these charts. They are, they're not identical over the last 2 months, but look before that. Almost every single one of these is doing the same thing. Climbs up, kind of peaks, comes down, starts melting back up, and then right here is where we start to see some divergence between the lithium battery ETF and Tesla and ARKK, right? We really saw around this May range Tesla and ARKK head down hard, while the lithium ion battery ETF just it didn't pull back as hard, and it just kind of kept sideways a little bit and then started heading back up. We didn't get as much of a drop, right? So it kept a lot of its gains, so that when we started to head back up here with Tesla and ARKK, the LIT ETF was heading back up from a higher base point, right? It didn't have to kind of climb out of that loss that it had just incurred like Tesla and ARKK did. Anyway, the whole point of that was to show you that up until that point, these charts have been pretty heavily correlated. They were very, very similar, right? So that's the point I'm trying to make here, is that this LIT ETF, the Tesla chart, and the ARKK chart all seem to be moving in the same direction at the same time, right? So if we have a bullish stock chart pattern on the LIT ETF, that should be bullish for Tesla and ARKK as well, right? It should be bullish for all of them. So the EV industry, the electric vehicle industry, and the Ark Invest funds should be, should be bullish. We should be bullish on them based on this stock chart pattern, right? So let's go ahead and make this pattern. Oops, that is the wrong line. That's not what I want to draw. Let's go ahead and make this pattern and make this price target. And then also, while also knowing, hey, this is good for Tesla and EVs and Ark Invest funds, right? So we've got our lid to our cup. We've got our bull trend coming into it. We know that's a requirement because a cup and handle is a continuation of a bullish trend, right? A cup and handle is not a valid pattern if you see a cup and handle form in a bear trend. It's not a thing. Doesn't mean that it won't break to the upside. It just means that it didn't break to the upside because of that cup and handle necessarily, because it was an invalid setup. But we have a valid setup. We have a bull trend coming into this cup, right? We have nice volume on this kind of wall here of this cup. We have this cup where volume died off. We're starting to see ever so slightly, maybe there's an uptick in volume right here. I don't know. I wouldn't really call it that yet, but we did get one candlestick right here where volume is starting to ramp back up, but it's still pretty level with what we've seen, while the cup was forming. So not a whole lot of volume yet, but I would say, if we break above this lid, we're probably going to see increased volume, right? So if the cup and handle plays out like it should, then we could very well see a bounce down from the lid about 1/3 the depth of this cup. Okay, so maybe retrace to, I don't know, maybe as low as $70, and then we're going to head up from there, and that gives you your handle of the cup and handle pattern, All right, so this is what we're looking at: cup, handle, blast off. That is the idea for a cup and handle pattern. Okay, so it's suggesting we're going to head much higher from here. All right, so how do we know how much higher? Well, that is dependent on the depth of the cup. Okay, so let's measure that depth of that cup. Let's get out our ruler, measure all the way down here to the bottom, measure up to the lid, and we get, looks like about 20 bucks. See about 20 bucks on this chart. Is that right? Yeah, $20.23, but we'll round down to $20 to call it, you know, make it nice and even and easy for us. Okay, so if we assume that we're going to retrace about a third of this cup, maybe call it 70 bucks, and then we head up from there. When we break through this lid, we're going to add $20 to it. Okay, so let's call it about right there. I know that's not perfect. I actually wanted to pull that blue line out more. I didn't want to keep drawing yellow lines, yellow brushes. So let's pull this out, and now we can add $20 to this lid. Maybe we'll say it's probably more likely to happen somewhere around here. Add $20 to that, and let's get our, did I not pull this chart down far enough? I guess not. I guess it's a little bit more bullish than I thought it was going to be, huh? It's pretty good. That's a good sign. $20. Can I get it? Close enough. $96 is our price target on the LIT ETF, and that's currently trading at $75.40. Right? So pretty good upside there, my friends. $96 of upside, right? I'll say $96 price target, so that we remember that one. So $96 price target on a $75 ETF right now. It's 20, you know, about almost $20 of upside like we measured, and that's pretty significant because, you know, $20 on a $75 ETF is like, I don't know, somewhere between 25 and 30%, right? So does that mean we're going to see 25 to 30% on Tesla or ARKK? I don't know that the percentages will translate perfectly like that. It might be more on Tesla and ARKK. It might be less. I don't know that the percentages are going to translate, but how I would play this is pay attention to that LIT ETF, and you know, once we approach our price target 96, that's when I would be looking at reassessing, you know, if you're trading Tesla or ARKK based on this, or another electric vehicle stock based on this, and not just trading LIT. I would, you know, once we get close to $96 on LIT, that's when I would reassess if you still want to be in Tesla or not. Okay, that's how I would play, because I think they're going to move similarly, right? If LIT hits its price target of 96 and then it starts to retrace from there, head down, I could very well see Tesla heading down around the same time, right? So that's how I see this playing out, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you think all these are correlated? I really think they are. I showed you the comparison, the overlay in TradingView with the three stock charts. So, and it just makes sense that, you know, battery technology is heavily correlated with electric vehicle companies. So I think that makes sense to me. But let me know down in the comments, you know, what do you think of this this pattern, this stock chart pattern, you know, cup and handles? Let me know what you think of the EV industry. Is it a good play right now? You know, over the summer, earnings, other EV companies that you think this may benefit more than the other. You know, maybe one EV company is heavily reliant on specifically lithium batteries over a different kind of technology. I don't know. I'm not a EV company expert. I just do what the stock chart patterns tell me. So you guys are the experts. If you're watching this video, you probably know more about EV companies than I do. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet. I do stock chart pattern analysis just like you saw in this video. Love doing it. See you in the next one.